ごめん。平野、こいつは。
Monster Truck Dominating Humiliation Unstoppable Godlike
Carl, that kills people!
Fuck it, we'll do it live!
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Tonight on Stumbling Down History
Fucking
Road.
twice with you, you suck.
Tonight on Stumbling Down History Road, we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead. I'm
Yes,
Jackson.
too.
I'm Crystal.
We got Jeff.
D.
Hi,
And
Jeff.
there's some
I'm D again.
there's some smoke screen in the background that's throwing me off. That's what it is. Don't dead, open inside. Gotcha. Walking Dead. It's a thing from Image and TV shows and
Stumbled in
AMC.
everything.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, great. This episode's going to be opening with us just losing our shit laughing again.
It's fine. They won't have any reference. You don't need references to the reference counter. Like, share, comment, subscribe. You know how to do. So, Rob Kirk, Lazarus, man, pig, pear, guy.
Covered everything.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, Rob.
I went through a whole ass drink and everything. It's good.
No,
got
I
the second
didn't.
one.
I didn't go through a whole ass
Now
drink. You
people
went through a
keep-
whole ass drink.
Now people keep track of the fact that I'll go through at least 2 drinks an episode are going to be so thrown off. Because there are some sociopaths who do that type of shit. You know who you are, you sociopaths.
You know who you are. Why Walking Dead?
Why not Walking Dead?
I mean, it's a pretty
Valid statement. Show's over.
Bye.
I mean, I guess because we're doing a kind of a book theme-ish month here, I guess we'll say it's a comic book first, technically. So
That is true. It did a comic book first, though.
Yes.
a black and white comic book.
Why's it got to be black and white?
Because it echoes the horror movies.
That's
No.
racist. Are you calling black and white horror?
No, that was literally a statement in one of the things that they put out, that they went in black and white because it echoes the old black and white horror movies.
That's fair. That's fair. The Universal ones, the original Night of the Living Dead,
The Bat,
a bunch of
Little Shop of Horrors, Giant Attack of the Giant Leeches. Yeah.
You're just listing movies we watched on channel.
Apparently, unless I was completely misreading what I saw, they were also originally going to call it Night of the Living Dead.
Yes, they were. They were going to call it Night of the Living Dead, and then fuck stick Mick.
Were
fuck,
they allowed
fuck.
to do that?
No.
No.
Well, actually, yes, because it had entered public domain, but somebody told them that is a terrible title because you're trying to piggyback off of something that has no relation to it. Just call it its own fucking thing. Don't be a twat.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah,
That's fair.
it is kind of its own thing.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
mean, canonically, as established by our not episode, they don't ever mention zombies in either the show or the book because it's outside of zombie movies, so they have no frame of reference of what a zombie is.
Right.
There was no Jordan A.
But I
Romero.
can't find it, so I must have been imagining something. I don't know. Maybe I'll find it after the fact, but I didn't find
Yeah,
it.
because memory serves. One of the concepts of the universe was the reason this happened, got so out of hand, was people didn't realize what they were because
There was no frame of reference for zombies.
No. The first reference to actually even giving them a name, they call them roamers in the
Yes.
comics.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there were the ones in the city that kind of just sit there doing jack shit until they get provoked, and then there's the ones that walk around in like packs, so they call
Yeah,
them
they're
roamers because they roam around.
and I think the city ones were like lurkers or some shit.
Yeah, they dead and they walk. Just like man is a Kirk.
And you don't really see those much in the actual TV show, The Lurkers.
The ones that just sit there.
I think the only time I've ever seen was once in the prison arc. I think.
I mean, you kind of do get a lot of them, but yeah, for the most part, it is the ones that are moving.
I think, yeah, the only one I remember is the one that got like Herschel on the leg or whatever. He walked by and it just like grabbed them from.
Well, there was also the little girl with the bicycle in the first episode with Rick coming out of the hospital.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Well, wait, didn't she have no legs, or am I thinking of the other one?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, the counterpart to that in the comics is an older woman who's literally been like desiccated. So I guess that's fair.
Defecated?
Desiccated.
Defecated. Got it. She is dead. You know, they say you lose track of your bowels when you die.
Yeah, that's totally the word I said.
That's what you said. You said.
I said desiccated.
I said you said you said. Therefore, we said we had said.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yep.
Anyway,
So what is this? Image? Is this DC?
Oh, the girl with the yeah, wasn't like there the little girl just standing with the bicycle or whatever, and then there
No,
was
she
the
was
other
on the ground.
All right, no. Why am I thinking of? I know there was like the half a girl one.
There's
who-
the girl with the bear at the
What?
gas station later on, and then there's the one that's like half dead by the bicycle he takes back to his house after he walks out of the hospital.
Yeah, I could have sworn there was a little girl zombie in that first episode too, but I guess I must be misremembering.
No, that's the one with the teddy bear.
Is it okay?
Yeah, he's walking through the cars at the gas station. She's dragging the teddy bear, and then she turns around and half her face is gone.
Right. And then he's like, "Oh shit."
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then don't open dead inside.
Don't dead open inside.
Which they did not do in the comics. He actually flat out walks right into the cafeteria.
Really?
Yep.
And
It's
is
all right.
there
We
dead
did it on
inside?
our comics. Look, see, we're right there. Don't dead open inside.
So there's a whole sequence where he actually goes into that whole room in the
Yeah.
comics that wasn't in the show.
Yeah. So it turns out.
It's a panel. It's a panel.
I was gonna say
okay.
it turns out that like
Full page panel, but still a panel.
you can like send me this and I can like put it
Okay, yeah.
there.
I'll
We'll
find,
make it
I'll
work
find a
somehow,
panel of
just
it,
like Battle Pope reference.
What the fuck is a battle pope?
He popes and he battles.
Why?
Well, it was Kirk Lazarus's first attempt at a comic
I have
book.
to Google this shit.
Yeah, so he did that in 2000. He was actually a comic book store like clerk for a little while, and then him and Tony Moore, who was his butt buddy, or was, I guess, they known each other like growing up their whole life. Kirk Lazarus is 45, 46 now, so 70 some odd, 1970 some odd. Trevor Moore, Tony Moore, Tony Bateman. I'm just gonna keep forgetting names of people. They grew up together. They were like friends forever. Again, butt buddies. Tony was actually like kind of a little bit of a artist,
I just looked over this whole
And-
thing. It's weird.
and Kirk Laz were kind of like he was the story guy, right? He was the story guy. He had the ideas. He's the idea man, and you're the put it into action man. He is the Steven Spielberg to a George Lucas, you know?
I don't know. Please elaborate.
Well, I mean, that's how you got Indiana Jones.
Oh right, yeah, that's right. I forgot that's how that was done.
Yeah.
I just remember them raping him later on, sometime in the early 2000s.
We don't talk about that, and I believe that's a South Park reference.
Yes.
Ding.
It's a weird episode that was.
Yeah, South Park. But
Oddly poignant, now that I think about it.
yeah, Battle Pope. It was his first ever attempt. It was like a self-published thing, and
It looks fucking weird as shit. I got that.
yeah.
That certainly is a style choice for cover.
I'll put it up there if somebody sends me an image.
So
It was put under by Funk-O-Tron labels. Yeah. Spike TV did like a little itty bitty webisodes thing online with them because, of course, they did. It's Spike TV in 2008. That may as well be Todd McFarlane as a TV show, as a channel. Like Todd McFarlane was just edgy Night Lord, Spawn, chains, whips, kink shame. Can't draw feet. No, can draw feet. Liefeld cannot draw feet.
it also makes a lot of toys.
Oh my god, yeah. The toys are actually like legit though.
Yo, like some of those toys go fucking hard as shit.
McFarlane toys are really cool.
Yeah,
For the most
like I
part.
said, those are like legit toys though.
I like the.
Well, actually, they're not even fucking toys. They're figures. Let's call a fish, a spade, a spade.
I mean, they do have
Action
some kind of
figures,
like, they do have some more actiony figure ones, like the those DC ones they're doing recently with the universes where they get like the variations.
Oh, do they now? You can actually like pose them up a little bit.
Yes. I mean, anyway. Yeah, no. So fucking McFarlane toys go hard though.
McFarlane is just a
He was a pop culture weirdo juggernaut behind the scenes guy.
yeah. I would love to have McFarlane on, and him watching this, if for whatever reason he does, would maybe get him to be on just to clear his name. But I'm gonna say it, he's a big old baby. He like was in such a disarray of not having control over his intellectual IPs that like he basically forced 5 other dudes into creating Image with him. And it just like
wait. So I thought it was because he wanted like a better share of like what returns the comic shop back. Like,
I mean,
because
sure,
he made the
yeah, a
characters.
little, but
I
he
thought it was a money
Probably
issue.
part of it.
but it was like, yo, man, I made Venom, I made Carnage. These are my boys. I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want with them. I
Wait,
get Batman is Batman, but like this version Batman is my fucking Batman. I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want with my Batman.
he didn't create Venom though because Venom was already in existence before he.
No.
The symbiote.
No, he did that.
He did the symbiote in Secret Wars.
Yes, kind of. They retrofitted the symbiote in Secret Wars to be that. What happens is he is the current he is the Spider-Man artist / writer at the time for when 252 comes out and Spider-Man gets the black suit. Somebody else was doing Secret Wars where he debuts the black suit first, but he was the guy doing Spider-Man with the black suit, and he made Venom on 299, 300, depending on if you want to call the cameo type of thing.
So we saw Spider-Man with the black suit in an issue of Secret Wars before he officially debuted it in Spider-Man.
Technically, yes, and that was done by somebody else. However,
Wait,
he was the mind behind having it be a symbiote, having it be able to be ripped off. So in Secret Wars 8, it was never revealed why he just had a black suit. His suit was damaged and he was on another like world.
Right.
So he just had a black suit all of a sudden as an artistic choice to like
I thought
rendition.
it was because
And then it came out because Secret Wars was this like monthly thing and Spider-Man was still weekly. So it came out during the time because there was a giant crossover with the McFarlane run that it was a symbiote and this and that. So like he pieced it together.
I thought it was shown explicitly in Secret Wars that he got the suit because he thought he was getting his suit repaired by the machine that repaired Thor's suit, but instead that's what gave him the black goo that became the symbiote. That was actually shown in Secret Wars.
Yeah. So again, I believe McFarlane was technically the choice behind it during the weekly run because he was doing the weekly run of Spider-Man and it was coming out as a monthly for Secret Wars because it was a giant crossover thing. So they did once a month versus weekly. So I believe he, obviously had some role to play with Spider-Man being the Spider-Man guy at the time that it was like, hey, yeah, I want it to be this way. Let's roll this into the story type bullshit.
I mean, he probably had the ideas for what he was doing with the weekly comic, and then they consulted him about it. But
To me, Secret Wars was 80s, and everything Tyler McFarlane is all 90s to me. So, it's
yeah,
not
that's what
mathing up to me for whatever reason, but whatever.
Before he did that, he was working with DC. Actually,
Wait,
no, technically
so
that
how
was
long has he
after.
been doing this thing?
McFarlane's been around for a while, dude. He did work with DC with Batman. That's where you get the awesome like spiky Batman cover that I have, 423. But he's been around for like a while. He's done all sorts of cool shit. And then he started Image in 90 something with Spawn and been like, bleh. I like whips and chains.
He started in 84. Okay.
Yeah.
He's all right. He's been around longer than I thought. My bad.
No, you're good. You Gucci?
I don't know, and all the time and days to me all just kind of meld
Wibbly
sometimes.
wobbly.
Timey
Whatever.
wimey.
But yeah, he was a big old baby, and and so that's why him and 4 other dudes got together and made Image. Now, yes, again, like they did it and marketed it as you control your guy, you control the stories behind it, you get X amount of the profits that we get based off of sales, because
I mean,
you want
publishing
money,
does have to
you
be a
want
thing.
yeah, like you want the money, you want creative liberty over your character. You don't want Marvel, Big Daddy DC going, actually, this would never happen with Spider-Man because, like, Stan Lee, Spider-Man, like, that's his fucking baby, despite it maybe not being his.
Mhm.
Yeah, whatever. We'll talk about that later.
We have to do a Marvel episode too.
Marvel episode part 2. Look forward to it.
We still have to do a DC one. We did a whole ass Flash episode before we ever did a DC one.
Yeah, because we're waiting to do Green Lantern, the best superhero at a DC.
Which Green Lantern?
John Stewart for me. But then again, that's because I grew up with the Justice League TV show, so. What? He's a good he's a good character. That whole show. He's a fucking great character, that whole show. I mean, the whole animated Justice League series is pretty good. Damn.
We were talking Kirk Lazarus. Kirk Lazarus,
the character from Tropic Thunder?
pretty sure that's his name.
Why are we talking about Tropic Thunder now?
Robert Kirkman.
Robman Kirk Lazarus.
Why do we try with you?
Why don't you?
So anyway, yeah, Robert Kirkman, the guy who does Walking Dead, and
Robert Downey Jr. He decides that he wants to.
What? Are you doing the me this role today?
So Robert Downey Jr. decides that he wants to do his Battle Pope thing. It was whatever. Like, it is what it is. You expect it out of a thing called Battle Pope. Let's be real. And then he basically just
Definitely
starts.
gives off Spike TV energy.
And he basically just harasses Image and Corey Walker to keep to try and get work. And with that, he's able to create something known as Science Dog. You may know it from such lovely things as Invincible, the comic that Invincible Mark Grayson is reading. Yeah.
Gotta love the layers.
Yep, that's about all you get.
I mean,
Don't get me wrong, like technically it ran for a little bit, but that's about all you get for Science Dog.
well, isn't like Invincible in the same metaverse as like the Walking Dead?
Kinda.
Because Mark gets transferred to the Walking Dead universe for a little bit when he's fighting
Kinda.
the guy with the brain who can transport him. Why is his name slipping me?
Boy with brain.
Oh man, he's Mark's first actual kill too, technically.
I'm pretty sure he killed plenty of people.
I mean, he's Mark's.
He
first,
was pushed through a building and a train.
He's the first person. Mark.
Technicality.
He's the first.
And like whoever else Battle Beast decided to throw him through.
But no, he's technically I think the first person that Invincible kills by himself of his own volition. I think that isn't an alien or a robot or some shit.
Ah.
I don't know. Rewatch the show eventually.
Yeah. Or don't. It's probably fine. It's not fun. You should rewatch it. It's a pretty good show.
Although my friend seems to not like it.
Is it me? Am I your
Keenan.
friend? Oh.
He's
Objectively, he has bad takes.
well. His opinion was
Objectively.
he figured out the twist of the show within like the first little bit of it, and he's like, "All right, I'm not interested anymore." I'm like, "Okay, but even if you get the twist of it, that doesn't mean that like there's still not a lot else going on behind it."
You should still watch it.
That was also like the first major twist in comic books. Just like how Walking Dead was the first major zombie thing in comic books in God knows how long, because they did that giant CCA ban, Comic Code Authorities. Woo! We're not allowed to do horror. We're not allowed to do this. Woo! The 90s and early 2000s didn't have zombies. Woo! Except for Resident Evil, which is just like porn for the director because Mila Djokovic. Whatever.
I mean, it was also a pretty successful video game series before that.
I forgot that they do video games.
It's been many video games.
Yeah, it's been too many.
I think-
I know it as a deck building game, strangely enough.
There's a deck building Resident Evil game.
Of course, there's a deck building whatever you want game.
I have never heard of that, and I've played all of the Resident Evil games.
As you never will.
Where does one get these cards?
Board game store.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm not trying to fuck with you. Like, it's not a thing that's going to show up at Barnes and Nobles. Like, it's a store that specializes in board games. I found it while I was in Washington at a store that did fucking board games. Like, that's all they did was board games. I guess also, like, they had some Warhammer shit, but, like, that's besides the point.
That's why you were there, for the Warhammer stuff.
I also have, like, a box of fucking board games from Washington that we never, like, I just don't play because nobody plays board games.
We get to make a whole stream out of that.
We sure could, but you won't.
You never told me this.
What are you
This
talking
is the
about?
first time I've ever heard about a whole box of fucking board games out of you. The first ever mention of this.
It's a box of deplorables.
You want to blame me for not doing fucking board game night when I didn't even know they fucking exist?
Yes.
Motherfucker.
You helped me move.
That
You
doesn't
helped
mean I
me
went
move
through
into the house. I
That
told
doesn't
you we
mean
had board games.
I sat and went through all the boxes.
I told you we had board games.
I don't remember. I just because I have good memory doesn't mean I remember everything.
Wow, and you get on me about my memory. But yeah, Robert Kirkman, Walking Dead. So he technically came out with Invincible at the beginning of 2003 with him and Trevor Moore. And the artist, Trevor Moore.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry,
aware.
Tony Moore.
No anymore.
Two different Moores.
Yeah, yeah.
Rest in peace, the one good one. I mean, I'm sure they're both good. They're both good people. Trevor Moore.
Mandy Moore?
No, Trevor Moore. He passed away.
Well, you said the one good one, so now I'm
He
trying to
is
think of
the
other
good one.
Moores. Now you got me thinking of other Moores that are like famous.
Oh my God, Millard Fillmore. There you go.
Well, that's because he was filled more than he should have been. Haha. So yeah, Invincible. He wants it as a monthly thing. Robert Kirkman. Tony Moore tries to keep up. Tony Moore can't keep up, so he gets a dude to help him out with illustrations for the monthlies. And then he's like, "Hey, yo, I got this really super awesome cool twist." There you go. And then he does the same shtick in order to get The Walking Dead, which was supposed to be Night of the Living Dead. But Night of the Living Dead was like, hey, yo, let's do our own fucking thing. Let's just call it The Walking Dead because it's cool.
Gotta be unique.
Yeah, right? Like,
I mean, they're dead that walk, except for the ones that sit there.
yeah, they walk and they're dead, except for those who don't walk, then they're still dead. And if you die, you walk because
Wait.
Walking Dead. But if you
Even
don't
the ones
die,
that don't walk do sometimes move. So
yeah, even the
Oh,
ones that
yeah.
don't dead still walk.
They're ambush predators, like trapdoor spiders.
Yeah. They're like velociraptors and clever girls.
Do you ever actually see the full picture behind the Velociraptor meme?
Clever girl.
It's actually him using his foot. It's not his
Yeah.
He's scratching his chin with his foot.
Of course. I know that.
Well, you're the dinosaur guy.
the
I
curled
am a-
claw, the
to be
curled
fair,
claw that's
Jeff-
iconic isn't on their hand; it's their foot. So
Unless you're a Monster Hunter person, in which case it's on both.
To be fair, Jeff is the dinosaur guy.
He is the dinosaur. Does he?
Hi, Jeff.
Does he walk the dinosaur? Open the door, get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur.
Hi, Jeff.
No?
No. I just want to bring Jeff more in focus.
Do you ever see the movie where that's from? Tammy and the T-Rex?
I thought you were going to say Ice Age
No.
because it is also an Ice Age.
Oh yeah, but no, it's like it was originally like used as like the fucking trailer music and I think an insert song for Tammy and the T-Rex,
Yeah, that checks short.
which was supposed to actually be like an R-rated, more bloody movie, but they toned it down to like a PG-13, and only recently did the R-rated version come back around. But it's also like one of Paul Walker's first ever acting roles too.
Yeah, that checks short. I could see him dinosauring all around town.
Well, no, okay, so the plot of the movie's fucking ridiculous. So it's like Paul Walker, right? He
Paul Walker. He
I'm
walks
pretty
and he's
much
dead.
right?
Oh my god.
So he gets
We're full circle right now.
he goes into a zoo and gets eaten by a fucking lion.
So he dies in the movie,
yes,
and his name is Walker. He is the Walker Dead.
so a fucking mad scientist takes out his brain and puts
Rest
it
in
into the
peace.
body of a robot dinosaur, T-Rex,
Rest in peace, Paul Walker.
and then proceeds to get into hijinks where at one point he flips off a cop, and then it ends with his brain.
Robot T-Rex body flips off a cop.
Yes.
This sounds almost as good as
But
Frankenhooker.
the ending is even more ridiculous because it ends, and I'll just spoil it.
Oh my god, it ends?
Spoilers.
Okay, real quick. It's his brain in a jar, and his girlfriend does a striptease for him where he proceeds to just like spark electricity and go crazy. That's how the movie ends. With him with his brain in a jar, waiting for them to make him a new body or some shit, and her giving him a striptease for the brain.
Like I said, this is almost as good as Frankenhooker.
That's a movie too.
It
It
is.
sounds like it.
But yeah, no, that's Tammy and the
You know, they
T-Rex.
recently remade that.
Remade it or like redid it? Because
Yes.
the
the Emma
Tammy-
Stone movie?
Oh, what's a? I see what you're doing there. Okay, I get that joke. Poor Things is that Frankenhooker. I get it.
Effectively.
Even though the plot line of that is also just as bizarrely batshit crazy. Yeah. Do you know the weird plot to how that one works? Poor Things?
If you do, you are a poor thing.
Because the premise is fucking ridiculous.
Go ahead, elaborate. We'll
So-
take this side tangent just like every other side tangent we take.
Essentially, Emma Stone dies while like pregnant, and like she dies, and then the baby also dies, but like her brain dies and her body lives, but the baby's brain is alive, and but the baby's brain isn't. So they put the baby brain into Emma Stone's body, and then it's like it's a baby brain in an adult body, and just whatever weird fucking dumb hijinks ensue in that movie. Yeah, modern film's getting
Sounds
weird.
something.
It's either that, reboots, or sequels. Take your pick.
Yeah, it's either weird batshit stuff.
Speaking of weird batshit stuff, Everything Everywhere All at Once, great movie, by the way. Check it out. I love that movie. Binging with Babish, you fell off. Don't check out that Everything Bagel Donut.
You're just trying to hit some of the highlights from.
That's exactly
highlight
what's
reel?
happening here.
What? No. I'm not trying to stuff Everything Everywhere All at Once.
so back to like the actual Walking Dead though, like
So, Kurt Lazarus. He
Robert Kirkman.
Robert Downey Jr. He ends up convincing Corey Walker and the rest of the Image to be like, hey, yo, my guy, hear me out. I got this zombie thing that's not really a zombie thing because we're not going to call it zombies. We're going to call it The Walking Dead. And it's going to come up with this super great twist, right? And you guys should totally buy it because there's a super great twist. And Invincible has a super great twist, and it's successful because technically Invincible came out before The Walking Dead. Also, weirdly, Invincible was picked up for a thing in like 2005, but they did nothing with it. They just kind of like
I
let it.
remember hearing about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of like let it die. And then Seth Rogen eventually was like,
Seth
And-
Rogen did.
yeah. And
I
now
mean,
we have Alan the Alien, voiced by Seth Rogen.
To be fair though, he is he actually does kind of kill it with that role. I mean, if there's anywhere where his dumb bro shtick, he doesn't really do the laugh at least, and his dumb bro shtick kind of works for being the dumb bro alien, I guess. So, and you only see him so much, at least in the first season, anyway.
Yeah. There's only so much Seth Rogen you can handle.
I don't know if he appears in Preacher though, because he also did Preacher.
Kirkman?
No, Seth Rogen. He did the live action adaptation of Preacher.
I was gonna say Kirkman did not do Preacher. He did Haunt.
No, Preacher is the guy who
Garth Ennis.
Yeah, the guy who did Boys.
But
I don't recall seeing Seth Rogen in Preacher, to be fair, but I could have blocked it out.
I mean, this is also
that
the
is
show
valid.
where,
Like, it's Seth Rogen. You want to escape everything with him. He is no Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Streets.
Have you seen Humperdoo from Preacher?
Humperdinck?
No, Humperdoo. It's Humperdoo. You call him Humperdoo. I'm sorry, what? He proceeds to get pissed on. So Humperdoo is
Honestly, I haven't seen that TV show. I have Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Wasn't it the guy who played young Howard Stark in the MCU?
I think so, yeah. I think that was Humperdoo, yeah. But
Humperdinck.
no, it's Humperdoo. So
I know what I said.
Humperdoo is the extremely inbred descendant of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep him as like pure to Jesus as possible, so they very inbred Jesus's kids or whatever.
So they just keep like fucking the Virgin Mary?
No, this is like Jesus's descendants because this kind of goes off that whole Jesus had a wife and kid thing. So the Da Vinci Code bullshit.
Oh, right. This is Preacher we're talking about.
Yeah, so Preacher goes by what happened with the Da Vinci Code being a thing. So, yeah, so there's
I need to get my
Humperdoo.
Preacher Volume 1 back.
Good luck. Once you lend out a book, it's almost gone forever usually.
Yeah, I know. It took a lot of work to get that book back from what's his face from
Paulie?
me. No.
Joe?
No. The one you got back from me during when you went to trade school. Oh, yeah. It took a lot of work to get that shit back. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, the lot of work was me just eventually running into the guy and saying, "Hey, can you possibly get this back for me?" And he did. Yeah. Before that, it was a whole different side story. I was just coincidentally lucky.
Robert Downey Jr. decides.
Sorry, weird personal lore.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. Decides to tell Image Comics that, hey, yo, my guys, this Walking Dead, great twist. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love the way my nuts taste. You're gonna love my nuts. It's great. Slap job. The twist is that like aliens make the zombies so this way they can weaken the defense system of Earth. Spoken Earth by Alan the Alien. It's
Urath, but whatever. Anyway, carry on. But yeah, no, it was supposed to be the aliens were the reasons, but then they just didn't do that.
No,
I thought that was how they got the TV show made, not the comic book.
No, that's how they got the comic book.
So they did the same bullshit with the TV show too? That lie worked twice for them? Holy shit, that's fucking great. The lie's so good it works twice somehow. There you go.
Yeah. But so originally in the first year, so Trevor Moore wanted to have it be a quarterly. Tony Danza wanted it to be a quarterly because he wanted to actually like work on the art and be able to like make it pretty and do good by it, do right by it. And Kirk Lazarus was like, "Hey, yo, my guy, this needs to be a monthly. I got a story to fucking tell, my dude. You're gonna like we do quarterly. It's gonna take 9,000 years. Not that the TV show didn't take 9,000 years. Shout out, but yeah, right. But that's besides the point. So they actually like
come back as a TV show.
Eh?
I think all the side shows are going to culminate in them just redoing The Walking Dead as a show again.
Well, I mean that checks chart. Honestly, that checks chart because like they're redoing the Walking Dead as a reissue in color as of like
yes they are.
I thought they were already doing The Walking Dead in color versions.
No. Well, so I think it was 2022, 2023 they started it. So like I'm a little late to tell you this. I am not your dad. Big shock, right?
all right, whatever. I guess I don't know. Whatever. Time is a weird flux with me.
Yeah, right.
I'm not good at being able to tell the passage of time.
Yeah, it is actually pretty interesting. I've seen a couple of the panels in color, and
Is it better in color, or is it like a different feel at least? Does it?
it's a little bit of a different feel because literally the whole fucking series was black and white. So it's like
Now, why is it black and white again? I know that we talked about it, but like, why? Is it
because they wanted it to echo the old black and white horror movies, like the original Night of the Living Dead.
Got it, because they're cheap bastards. They only wanted to put out. Well, they did only do like 10,000 issues in the first one because it was like, yeah, just because you like made Invincible and that's kind of good, doesn't mean that like you did anything fucking else, Robert Kirkman. Why should we trust you?
Because
So they were like, yo, let's just save some fucking money and black and white this shit.
doesn't he also? Well, as manga will tell you, printing in all black and white isn't also the cheapest either.
No, but it is cheaper than inking everything. Having to pay somebody to colorize everything.
Yeah, because the ones who do the black and white don't always do the colors. So
But
And then even if you do, it now takes longer because you have to colorize it on top of the black and white. So it's just like, oh,
well, yeah, I know
we have how long to wait?
I know switching between the two is a pain in the dick. Fucking it was a whole hollow blue. That's why the Godzilla minus color thing was so impressive, because they actually like almost reshot the film on a different gradient, or like they had to sit, like it wasn't just like a cheap gradient, like a color flop change. Whatever.
they did it on black and white filming.
Yeah, they like
Yeah.
refilmed it in black and white or some shit. Like they did it two different like I don't know how they exactly did it. It was like maybe
They probably had a color camera and a black and white camera filming the exact same shots, but
yeah, it's, like I said, like two can't like, but yeah, no, that's
double
why.
or even more the work.
Yeah, as somebody who does the, well, I'll call it editing, but it's real, for the podcast, I can tell you that just desaturating things does not do enough to be like, oh, look, now it's black and white. Woo!
No, it does
I'm
not.
defending myself. It's because you don't fucking let me use your equipment.
Have you asked?
Whenever I've done it, you usually go, no, it's my stuff.
I did. Have you asked?
To do the editing for you?
Yeah.
I don't have a computer to do the editing.
Oh, okay. So then.
You know I refuse to get a computer.
Oh, okay. So then, what's the issue?
I'm forcing my 13-year-old kid to figure out how to use Blender for me instead of me doing it myself because I refuse to get.
Oh, okay. So then, why you being like?
Because you make it sound like it's a whole, like you do a whole fucking like, oh, I'm a tortured artist for doing this type of shit.
I'm so tortured. They'll get me in my hair. They haven't let me get a haircut in 6 years.
It's not just you just finding the occasional dead space to clip and adding in a silly clip.
Don't reveal trade secrets.
I'm just fucking. No, it's just
Don't
teasing
reveal
because he
trade
makes it
secrets.
seem like it's a whole fucking hollow blue. It's his whole day.
It is. Let me flip my hair back.
Oh, my whole Wednesday is just taken up by me sitting there editing all day. My painful
I'm so
fingers.
starving and artisty.
Are you referencing the goth kids from South Park?
No.
Okay, I could have sworn that's what you were doing, but
Why would I? South Park's a whole hell of a lub.
we should do an episode on that?
Yes.
Not this month because this month's booked.
August Burns books.
I said the thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the month. August Burns books, but then next month shit stained September, where we talk about objectively just terrible people like Vince McMahon, Anthony, Boogie
all
2988,
technically allegedly.
Jake and Logan Paul, Elon
Okay,
Musk.
so I won't deny the Paul brothers. But before
Sneeko.
that,
Joe Rogan, Alex Jones.
So I will say some of these are objective and some of these are subjective. I'll say that.
I know. I'm just listing off a bunch of fun ones to mess with you.
Great. Thanks.
Look forward to when we do all those episodes. We're just going to chat.
So Tony
all-
Moore,
the
he
entire September.
Tony Moore, he was like, "Yo, my
Pushing
guy,
for, pushing
stop
for
it.
a longer time.
Yeah, stop it. Too much work. I'm a starving artist too." Blah. But Kirk Lazarus was like, "Yo, my guy, dude, I just write comics. I used to be a comic book sales clerk guy, but like I just write comics now. So like, what do I care? Like, I'm sure I'm doing the authoring's, the coming up with the creative ideas and the I don't remember the actual
Paneling.
I guess technically it is paneling where you fill in the text.
Storyboarding?
No, well, yes, but like for the initial,
They call it the letterer, I think.
yeah, where you actually like fill in the text on the panels.
Yeah.
I mean, both are objectively hard jobs for what they are. Yeah. Artist, writing, and all that other stuff associated with the writing that he has to do. They're both difficult jobs for themselves, so I can see why they're not like
But
clashing on this, I suppose. Yeah.
no, they were clashing like major because Kirk Lazarus was like, "Yo, my guy, I want monthly, you want quarterly. Right now we're at 6 in a year. Hurry the fuck up." And Tony was like, "No, my dude, my guy, art need be pretty, me want make pretty." And Downey Jr. was like, "Yo, what?"
You just-
Downey Jr. was
you
like,
just keep using the names.
"Yes,
At this
Well-
point, you're doing it to mess with people.
I would never."
Anyway,
But Downey Jr. was like, "Yo, dude, my guy, like for realsies, it's gonna take 90 years. Stop it." And
to be
so
fair,
he-
it still took fucking forever.
it
Thanks,
was
The Walking Dead
almost as
show.
long as fucking One Piece.
I still fucking think that Berserk is gonna finish before One Piece, and his author, the mangaka, is dead.
That's fine because Vagabond's never ending.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
But where was I before I was so rudely
What about Hunter x
interrupted?
Hunter?
It's going to take forever.
Yeah, I think that's going to finish before One Piece too, Hunter x Hunter. But that's besides the point. I think he's just going to get like the same thing that it would happen with Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, yo, dude, you have to finish. I'll show you I have to finish. Produces the demon arc. What do we want? But yeah, so he was like, yo, I'm going to find Charlie Adlard because it's a funny name. I like lard. So I'm going to add it to this. And he's going to be our artist from now on. And then it is what it is. He meets up with Todd McFarlane to create Haunt. He does some other really things, but like some really things. But
What is a haunt?
it's another comic that him and McFarlane work together. Him being Kurt Lazarus.
Robert Kirkman, yes.
Yeah. Robert Kirkland.
So anyway, what happens in The Walking Dead? Why don't we just do a little plot summary?
Yeah. Compendium.
Yes. So it opens up on a scene, the TV show and the comics are the same, with two small town cops in a shootout. One of them gets shot. Fade to black. He wakes up in a hospital, completely empty, nothing there, nobody there. He walks out trying to figure out what's going the fuck on. Depending on which one you're watching, we get the Don't Dead open inside. Finds dead bodies walking around. Freaks the fuck out.
As you would. If I saw somebody with half a face wandering around, I'd be very disconcerted.
I'd be a little perturbed.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be. I think I'd be kind of overwhelmed by that a little bit, maybe. Maybe not so much whelmed. Boy, it is raining outside right now.
Yeah, it's pissing
Yes, it
out.
is.
Mm.
Anyway, he runs home to try and find his wife and kid.
They're not there.
They ain't there. Nope. Gets
And then the
smacked
kid-
in the head with a shovel. Wakes up to a couple of other survivors who tell him most people have probably gone to Atlanta. That's where the government is directing everyone.
But as you learn in zombie movies, the cities are usually never a good idea.
And
Again,
it
they
is
don't-
not a good idea.
Again, they don't explicitly say zombies in this.
No.
As we established, this is technically a world without zombies.
Yes.
I think
There's no, they have no frame of reference for what a zombie could ever possibly be in this universe.
even the voodoo ones.
Yeah, no.
Even the hoodoo ones. It ain't
Huh.
even a thing.
Wow, a whole religion not technically existing in the universe. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You have to think that's probably why. Like the whole, I mean, the concept of the religion there either just really never got us. Like that's what I would have to think. That. Sorry, weird side thought there.
Anyway, he takes one of the cop cars, gets as far to Atlanta as he can, runs out of gas, can't find any more. Finds a horse, which is an iconic shot in the show, if you've ever seen the show. He's riding a horse into a devastated Atlanta. Also a shot in the comics as well. Off into Atlanta and runs into a horde of them. As you know, they didn't have any idea what the hell to do with it, so everybody just kept dying and coming back.
So now the hordes are like they just kind of all group up, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 50 or more, I'd say, is probably would be considered a horde.
I think it depends on what you consider a horde. A horde, if 50 is the number for you, yeah, I would say 25 plus. At that point, it's more than a group.
I mean, what would you say would be a plethora of zombies?
Forgive me, El Jefe. I am not as smart or as beautiful as you. I do not know what a plethora is.
I mean, there are some scenes where they have easily hundreds of them sitting grouped around, so...
Yeah, that's usually what kind of causes them to have to leave a location. Somebody does something that accidentally attracts a horde, and it's like, fuck, we're getting overwhelmed. Time to abandon ship.
Yeah.
At least in the TV show, I'm not as...
No, that it's pretty similar in the comics.
Unless it's either that or an army of dumbass other survivors, or being an army of other dumbass survivors.
Yeah, that happens a lot too. Or then you get the evil survivors who are like, no, I'm going to do this, and you're not going to stop me, and that just ruins everything.
Are we talking Negan, the governor?
That one little kid
Adam?
who decided to feed
Well,
us.
the governor's the first
Carl?
really bad one. And as bad as he was in the show, he was about 50 times worse in the comics.
I mean,
Carl?
usually the source material is a lot worse than the adaptation for various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at American Psycho. Have you read
Did you know that killing people kills people, Carl?
Did you ever read the American Psycho novel? It makes the
It's
movie
disturbing.
It makes the movie unironically seem like an episode of Barney. I'm not joking. Like the book is
disturbing.
fucking
Mm-hmm.
disturbing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bret Easton Ellis has got some shit going on up there. Especially considering how pissy he got about the fucking adaptation.
Yeah, I mean, just think about how we thought about American Psycho 2.
I choose to not believe that movie exists.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has
Although-
Mila Kunis.
Although actually its existence did cause him to do a kind of weird sequel novella based off of it, which weirdly takes a bunch of unnecessary information stuff from the movie too, for whatever reason. Because I guess they just kind of forced him to do that because that's usually how it goes. Look at the Forrest Gump sequel book.
It's Gump. It's Gump. It's Gump.
Thank you.
What's
Weird
with
Al.
that hair?
Yeah, the whole reason there's a sequel book to Forrest Gump was because of the movie, and they actually referenced the movie in the book and shit. And
Mm,
It's its own meta.
he made the book purposely as bad as possible so they wouldn't want to adapt it too.
It's its own meta.
that's fair.
Yeah. And I think the book even opens with him saying, "Don't let people buy the rights to your life story because they'll go and fuck it up."
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Ellis hated American Psycho because one, I think he said the ending wasn't as ambiguous as he wanted it to be, and two, the fact that it was a woman directing it.
Yeah, okay, I could see that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That second part really just kind of seals it, don't it? Yeah. Anyway, back to the Walking Dead comic. So,
Right.
like,
Back to actual fun stuff.
so for people who have like not seen, people who've like only TV show or like
Me, that's me. I'm me. Yeah, that's
never
me.
watched Dragon Ball, who dis?
Yeah. New phone, send nudes.
Anyway, so like a lot of characters are like the same but also different too. Like I think
Yeah, there are several. There are several that are in the comics that aren't in the show. Several in the show that were created specifically for the show.
do we want to
Certain things happen.
Do we want to
like
state the big
Rick
guy?
loses hand.
Rick does eventually lose his hand, just in a
It's-
different spot, I think, right?
No, it's actually supposed to be Rick instead of Merle who lose his hand.
In the opening?
Opening-ish.
Because I know Merrill...
Season 1.
But yeah, Rick eventually does
When
lose
Merle
his
go like, my
Yeah,
hand gone.
Well, he
Yeah, no,
cut it
Rick
off.
does eventually lose a hand.
Does he lose it a lot earlier in the comic books, is what you're saying? 'Cause-
Yes, he
enough.
does. Yes, he does.
Huh.
Yeah, just like how
I know... I will just say this. Merle and... why the fuck? Daryl, thank you. They are both comic TV show characters.
Merle and Daryl are TV show specific. They are not in the comics.
Yeah, and which is fascinating because
Daryl
becomes
such
like one
a
of the
love.
biggest fucking characters ever. I mean,
I
I don't know
was-
if like ever, but he's up there like now culturally.
You know what else is hilarious?
He's got his own show, so
He made crossbows popular. He
Motorcycles are popular again, but that was also like Son of Anarchy.
he made a knife company fairly popular because
Yeah.
the knife he used was very specifically a Team Gemini Busey combat.
He
knife.
made people want to watch Boondock Saints.
Were we ever getting a third film for that or no?
Boondock Saints.
They keep saying it, but I guess it's gonna be another like we have to wait 12
Boondock.
years for it.
Saints.
I know you're doing a Hellsing Abridged reference. I get it. I get your reference. Trust me, I know your references better than you know
I
your.
swear, I bet you watch it religiously.
I haven't actually watched that in a while. No.
See what I did there?
Yes. Bitches love cannons. There you go. I said it.
He said the line. He said the
And
line. Yeah. You know who else loses a thing? Rose McGowan. She gets a machine gun leg.
Planet Terror by Robert Rodriguez.
There we go. He got the reference.
Yep. Rose McGowan and her M16 leg.
And a machine gun giblis.
How did I miss those? It's called foreplay, dear. That second movie was good. All three of those movies still kind of hold up. Although the reoccurring
We're
bits,
talking Walking Dead. Why are you so sidetracked right now?
we stumble. It's what we do.
I would never sidetrack us like this.
Anyway, but
I'm the sidetrack guy today.
yes, we've noticed.
Shut up, nerd.
I
Now I have no arms.
just do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but,
We were talking about TV show characters, TV show plot versus.
is Carol a character in the TV comics? From
yeah,
the-
she is. She is quite a different character to start with than she is in the show.
Everybody's very different in the comic, in the show versus not.
I think because I remember Andrea. I think was a character in the
Yes.
comic,
Andrea and Amy were characters in the comics and in the show.
and then Michonne.
Glenn
is
dies in
very,
a different
No,
spot.
Michonne is a character in the comics, yes.
but no,
but she's
she's
very
very
different.
different because in the TV show, I think she ends up with Rick. Where in the comic, I think she ends up with Herschel, the black guy with the staff, right? Or am I misremembering?
Herschel's a different dude.
Herschel is a different dude. You're talking about
Herschel's like old man in season one.
Yeah. Okay, no.
Herschel is
Yeah, he was the old
Old
guy.
farmer.
yeah, he's the
Yeah, no,
vet.
Herschel the camper was the old
The
guy.
old farmer.
And then there was the old guy who was before him with the camper.
Dale.
Yeah, it seems like
They
they'll
kill old
have
people.
like old guy dies, replace old guy, black guy dies, replace black guy. That also seems to be a bit of a thing there with them because they
Yeah.
did that too. But
Yeah.
wait, no, who's the?
They also replaced a bunch of women.
Because it was
Yeah.
Some of them stuck around, but a bunch of them were
the
replaced.
black guy with the son who first encountered Rick. He was the one who ends up with Michonne. He's the guy.
He's the one. They're no, that was that's you, dude.
Wait, am I
Morgan Wayne.
Morgan? Right. More because he ends up with the staff. He gets all badass with the staff later on,
Yeah.
and then he goes on to be.
He goes batshit crazy before he gets to that point, but yes.
But then he also ends up, I think, becoming the lead character in Fear
You're
the
the
Walking
Walking Dead. Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
where he executes Ashley from The Boys.
Yeah,
Boy,
that checks out.
Ashley does not have a good time no matter what universe she's in.
I think Michonne. I think if I remember correctly, because it's like I said, it's been a while. Michonne ends up with the
Rick dies way earlier.
No, Rick stays to the end of the comic.
the literally end of the comics is Rick dying. Yeah,
Nah.
Yeah. Spoilers.
spoilers.
Yeah, well,
I'm
that
talking
was
about it on the TV show.
Although
Oh.
officially he doesn't actually die in the show.
Carl dies.
Carl dies.
Carl?
Carl does not die in the comics. Spoilers.
Oh, right, he doesn't. But the Judith dies, but stays alive in the TV show.
Yes, Judith dies like literally when they're fleeing the prison in the comics.
Yeah, her and
Lori. Yeah, they both
they
die.
get trampled.
Mm-hmm.
They get
Glenn
trampled.
doesn't die.
Glenn
Glenn dies.
Glenn dies.
Yeah, but
actually
it's not Negan.
Yes, it is.
He dies to Negan. He dies technically where he was supposed to, but he dies second to the Irish guy.
Abraham?
Red hair.
Abraham had the. If you watch the show, the arrow through the eye one that the lesbian doctor got in the show.
Oh,
Not the
right.
lesbian.
That was Abraham's death in the comics.
See, I fell off, but stayed aware of most of the happenings for the TV show. Sometime in season 4, I want to say.
I don't know. I think the last one I watched was
But I stayed up to date on all the like major events happening just out of curiosity, though.
what's the main thing after they leave the governor? It's
It's
like the Paradise Place.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Alexandria.
Yeah, I watched into that season,
And
but
then they have Hilltop in the Kingdom, and I think what's his name? In the comics, if I remember correctly, Michonne ends up with the leader of the kingdom.
one of my favorite things with The Walking Dead though was
Who I'm literally not seeing at all in here for
One
some
of-
reason.
Dad said I think he's like you ended up watching. He turned on one episode, and it was the one where him and the governor sit down to talk, Rick and the governor, and he goes, "Oh, what'd you bring? Just this bottle of whiskey and the 44 on my hip." And Dad sees it and goes, "That's a 3057 Colt Python, you dipshit. What the fuck?" And he's like, "I was done with that show immediately after that."
Mm,
And I said, he doesn't remember saying that now, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's what you. He's like, yeah, it's a 357 Colt Python, but Rick calls it like a 45 Anaconda or some shit. And he's like, immediately like, oh, never mind. How do you not know your own fucking gun, you idiot?
it's fine. He was in a coma.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you'd be noticing if you're loading up your.
Nah,
44
it's
Magnum.
fine. He was in a healing coma, just like Superman.
Yeah. The entire hospital abandoned him.
I love how that's a trope, healing coma.
Thanks, Superman.
In DBZ with your medical pods.
Thanks, Superman.
Wasn't that from the death of Superman?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Superman's not actually dead, but giant death of Superman. He's not dead. He was in a healing coma.
He's a comic book character. They're all going to die of it. In fact, I think it just made headlines that the Iron Fist just experienced his first death.
Yeah, very few.
Mainline death. Yeah.
Very few people stay dead. Uncle Ben.
Kamala
Very
was already back from the dead, and she was killed off. Although I think that was partially just because she was going to be in the movie. So like, oh, we'll tie that to the movie. I think the biggest gripe was though she was killed off not in her title issue, but in as an appearance in a different Miles Morales' series, which was one of the things that also kind of bothered people about that. Which makes sense. If you're going to kill off a character for the first time, you should kind of put it in their own series.
Yeah.
Unless they're like not a major character, like you could get away with it, like say Silver St. Cloud.
Yeah, or Knuckles.
But
He's not real. Kittens aren't real.
does Michonne die in the comics, or does she also
can't help you.
survive it?
No, Michonne survives.
Really? Okay. She
Just
just
like
doesn't
Rick.
end up with Rick.
No, actually, Rick's with Andrea.
But Andrea
Dies in the show. She doesn't die in the comics.
yeah, because
Yep.
she hooks up with the governor, and that was a fucking mistake.
Does that kill her?
Yeah, because the governor he locks her in the room with the researcher guy, kills the
Who
researcher.
had been bit. Yeah.
Yeah, And then he just kills him flat out, so he revives quicker instead of him. Because I don't know if at that point they figured out if you die, you get turn or whatever.
No, I think they did.
I know Rick's group did, but I don't know if
I
I
think
don't
they
think
did.
every group did. I don't think they all knew that.
I thought Governor knew.
The
And,
governor did. The governor did.
Research guy knew because the thing going on with like research guy was researching things.
Well, I mean,
and governor with his kid.
yeah, the
So, like,
governor
that's
was
why I'm
treating
like,
his child as a still alive child and feeding her dead people. So
Then he also in the TV show had that whole fish tank of walker heads or whatever.
yes,
Is that in the comic book too? Because
Fish heads.
if that's not, I do have to say whoever came up with that for the TV show, that was a pretty
Roly poly.
that one. That was a good. That idea went kind of hard there. That is a great song. I love that song.
Eat them up.
Yum. Fish heads, roly poly fish heads, fish. I used to sit there and listen to that song and replay while playing some dumbass Bejeweled style game way back when. And then I realized I hate Bejeweled style games and I stopped playing them.
Same. I knew what Bejeweled style games were.
Where you match things to make them. Except this one, you were making like straight bars of gold or I don't know, whatever. It was a dumb fucking Flash game.
You're a dumb Flash game.
This was back when you played them on the computer still.
You remember that Flash game on Newgrounds that we used to play and you used to hate me whenever I would camp in a spot?
Oh my god, the thing was it Thing Arena or was it something else?
I don't know.
Because I remember there was the one
Eagle.
There was the one where you were the teeny little dots that you could customize and they had the guns. And then there was the other one that was also like that.
But you circles, they had like hands.
They were more almost like a kind of like a little dude with arms and legs. Yeah, and you could also customize them. And one was like Thing Arena, and then the other one was something else. And they're both Newground Flash games, but the one that you're talking about was more almost Smash Brothers style.
Yeah, with the dudes.
Yeah,
shoot them up.
The little the teeny little circle guys.
No, they were the shoot 'em ups. With the
yeah. And then. But yeah, there was that one map that was like the only actual decent map unless you wanted to make a map, which fuck that. We were too lazy for that. And you would just sit in that one little corner and fucking camp there. And it'd be a pain in the balls to get you out of that corner. Oh my god, yes, that fucking game. How do you remember that?
I don't know.
That and you would also be a fucking dickhead spammer in Gundam Battle Assault 2 by spamming the Epion's shield tackle.
I think I did that once.
No, you do that with that one, and then you'd also spam Cracker Grenade with the Zaku too.
So I was more mashing and getting lucky with the spam of the Cracker Grenade.
But I remember that at one point you figured
There
out...
was one day where I just like got lucky and like knew how to fucking spam Epion's
shield tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, once you figure out how to spam something, you fucking do it constantly.
It's not true.
Then you get pissed off at me if I figure that shit out myself.
That's not true.
Because I remember I figured that one out with I do the spam from Tekken 3, where I spam the jump kick and you fucking can't dodge that shit. Weird stumbling side lore. I'm sorry, guys.
Was Tekken 3 3D fighter?
Yeah.
Or was it a 2D fighter still?
By
By 3D, I mean like 4D.
Where you can move around?
Yeah. Because I know eventually Tekken moves into the 4D. Not 4D, but like 3D.
Yeah,
plane.
Was that the first one to feature that? I think
I thought it was
might have
4.
been. No, I think 3 had it, but it wasn't like full. It was like only partial. Like it wasn't like as big like able to move, but you still had some. Because I remember those arenas being a little bit more top down than side view. Because they were still figuring it out. I don't know. Somebody can check that later.
Yeah, fact checker. You check facts.
There is no fact checker at the moment.
Fact check away, baby.
Anyway, but so back
It's me. I'm the fact checker right now.
back to The Walking Dead.
Yeah, Governor does the fish tank thing in the comics.
Oh, he does? Okay, cool. Because I remember that was also seen in the Zombie Survival Guide too. But
Yeah, no, it wasn't 3D.
Really, it wasn't?
Yeah, they used 3D models, but it was still the 2D fighting world where it was a side scroll platform, whatever the fuck you want to
Side
call it.
scroller platform, but 3D models. That makes sense.
Okay. It looks like you're able to move around though. It seems like they're trying to transition to it, maybe. Or
I think it was
working
Tekken 4 where they first did that.
Yeah, because I remember Tekken 4. I think they also. And then I know that was also a thing in the Soul Calibur series pretty early too. Because I remember in the one that was on the GameCube, they had that.
We're talking Walking Dead. Go away.
We need to do another fighting games episode. It seems.
Yep.
I guess. Anyway, but so with the in the comics though, like does I know like Glenn is with Maggie in the comics too, right? Or does that not? Do they have a kid in the comics or no?
Yes. Yes.
Because
Herschel. They call him Herschel in the comics too. Yeah.
But I don't think they do in the TV show though.
Like I said, I stopped watching most of that around the time Rick blew up the bridge. So I know Maggie disappeared and then came back, and they definitely did the whole save.
Well, got the spin-off series with the with Negan. Because for whatever reason, they just keep pairing her up with Negan, despite the fact that she hated his guts because he killed Glenn.
Right.
I don't know why they keep doing that. I guess
Because why not? Because everybody loves Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I mean, have you seen the guy?
I have seen the guy.
I don't know. He's all right.
I mean, if they were to do an Earth 2 Batman, Thomas Wayne, he would be the guy for that. He was already the Batman, Batfleck's dad.
Earth 2 Thomas Wayne?
Yeah, so eventually it became canon that Earth 2 is the Flashpoint one where Thomas...
Okay, so we're going new Earth 2 as opposed to like original Earth 2.
Yeah,
gotcha.
because in the new Earth 2 version...
Yeah. Flashpoint Earth 2, not...
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking nerd. What?
I mean, whatever. Then he was also the dad in Supernatural where...
Yes, he is.
We'll definitely do an episode on that eventually.
No, we won't.
And I started a rewatch of that recently, and it...
I am so sorry for your wasted time.
I chose to do it.
It's all right. It's
Look,
not a
just
terrible
stop at
show.
season 6.
That's what I did the first time.
Exactly. You corrected it. You corrected your mistake.
My brother infamously hates time sync stuff like that because he got tricked into doing it once with.
No. That's not the reason why.
I'm just teasing.
Like, that's not the reason why. Like, I'll spend plenty of time on good time syncs. I hate bad time syncs.
I mean, Supernatural to some is a good time. Whoa, that lightning struck.
Some people don't consider it to be a bad time sync.
Again, like I said, watch the first 6 seasons. You're fine.
Why? Have you watched the first 6 seasons?
6 seasons in a movie.
So you
Wrong
give
show.
everything seasons.
6 seasons in a movie.
Did Supernatural get a movie? No.
Wrong show. Supernatural did not get a movie.
But you get my reference.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
I got your reference too. I'm just choosing to ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, Young Justice needs at least 2 more seasons.
No.
Yes. And I will spam DC with hashtag Save Young Justice every fucking post.
Young Justice does not need any more seasons because I feel like they're going to do what they did with Batwoman.
Young Justice is the cartoon.
I'm aware.
And you're talking about Batwoman, the live action show that was like
Bad.
yeah.
And then canceled. Yeah. I feel like
Wasn't it a
current.
movie? Like it was
What?
a fully complete movie, and then they just scrapped it and pulled every reference to it.
No. Okay, so there's the Batwoman
Oh,
movie.
right. No. Oh, okay. Right. You're
The Ruby Rose Batman.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like they're
And-
going to do what they did with that and make it horrible. And because I don't trust current DC TV movie
I mean,
things.
Young Justice was doing all right in terms of story.
was
They were getting around. They just seemed like they're almost going to be touching on the Identity Crisis arc a little bit, which,
again was.
but I
I
mean,
do not trust current DC.
they literally left the last episode of season 4 with the introduction of fucking Supergirl. So,
What did I say?
oh no, an existing character being introduced for the
I do not trust current DC. That's why I'm saying it does not need to be done.
Okay, then I will go and assassinate David, whatever the fuck his name
Yeah,
is.
David Wojcicki.
Let's go. We'll assassinate him and everything will be fixed. It's fine.
It's definitely not the name either.
David. What the fuck is his name? Everybody hates him.
David Doberman. It's also not that.
Whatever. His
David Duchovny. Dennis Dunn.
It's a local politician.
Dennis Quaid.
Now you're just
Danny
being,
DeVito.
You're being a dickhead.
He was a good penguin.
Yeah, he was a good penguin.
He was a good penguin.
At this point, you're just doing a pain in the butt dickhead thing.
Probably.
You know, at least I'm just trying to have fun and be a non sequitur. You're just being a dickhead.
Nah, that doesn't sound like me in the slightest.
Fucking that one time the kid was pissy. He goes, "What? You just make fun of me too?" I go, "I make fun of you as a tough love being an amusing thing. My brother is making fun of you because he's a dickhead. There's a difference." He's like, "I don't get it. Fuck you." And I'm like, "All right, kid, you go be upsetty spaghetti." Because we're in a pizza shop. Anyway.
That's some outside lore.
For the
Karen.
record, I also don't trust current DC. So
No. Seems to be the only thing they're doing good is the fucking Harley Quinn show for some reason.
That's because they're just not being DC.
Also, Peacemaker was pretty good. Did you see Peacemaker?
I guess that counts as DC.
it
Yeah.
is.
Shit.
I kind of forgot as like because I saw it with you on HBO, so I kind of forgot that like HBO is doing the DC thing
Yeah,
and not
Yeah,
like
they-
Cartoon
they-
Network.
They took over they tried to do the shows on their own platform thing, and that didn't work. And then they gave it over to
Yeah.
HBO
they had the DC. They had that DC streaming app for a little while,
for like one season of shows, and it did not work.
and then they went over to HBO, but which is whatever because HBO owns them anyway because HBO owns Warner Brothers and stuff, and Warner Brothers.
Is
Oh,
DC?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why Bugs Bunny is Batman.
No.
I mean, in some versions he is.
Darkwing Duck.
That show slapped.
That did slap.
It-
We were talking about Walking Dead at some point today.
Stumble. It's in the name. We're having fun.
I
here.
found the fish head and tank panel, so
Oh, okay. Does it go hard?
it does.
Nice, nice.
If you want to send me some cool panels to go hard, and I'll just kind of like blah,
100%. Let me see if it.
or I'll like blah.
That's if you remember to.
I listen to us.
Yes, but there are episodes where you say, "Oh, I'll insert images here," and then never do.
Yeah, but that's because I do it for the ha-has.
Okie dokie.
To me.
But you disappoint the fans,
I don't disappoint the fans.
especially the sociopathic ones that keep track of how many drinks I drink.
All one of them today.
Yes, only one drink today. Because usually I have two. I'll have a smaller drink and then the Arizona.
I also usually have two. I usually have a diet and a this.
Sent the Don't Open Dead Inside panels and the Heads and Fish Tanks panel.
Nice.
Don't dead.
I missed. Oh well.
In the comics, it isn't actually Don't Dead Open Inside, and Rick actually goes in the cafeteria. So
Wait. So the lines actually aren't on it. He just walks in there.
it's not even chained shut like it is in the show.
Really?
It's just open.
Because like that is like one of those memorable like
Look
That whole-
at the behind us.
I mean that whole first episode is filled with like memorable shots.
Yeah,
Like the-
I mean, most of the show did literally go 1-to-1 from the comics for that opening, but the Don't Dead Open Inside was show exclusive.
Artistic choice.
I
Yes.
think it changed. Like I think the CDC thing was not in the comics.
No,
but
that is also a show exclusive.
and that was actually they didn't know if they were going to renew the TV show either. So that was also meant to be a partial Like they could have technically ended it there, type thing.
Yeah. There's a reason season 1 is the
Kind of way it is.
yeah.
Because season 1 feels very much truncated to like, oh, we weren't 100% sure we're going to get a second season type feel. And then from say season 2 on, it's like, okay, we were successful. Let's see how far we can kind of start pushing this almost.
There is a reason people say that season 2 was a different show.
Yeah, I mean, even season 1, a lot of people forget that a good chunk of season 1 was spent with them sitting on the fucking hilltop. I mean, yeah, they
Yeah.
in and out of Atlanta a couple times, and they also ended up going to the CDC building, but
They also forget that technically Breaking Bad and Walking Dead are in the same universe too.
please elaborate.
I feel like I've heard that, but I've never heard like justification for it.
I feel like yeah, there's some sort of fan theory that's been thrown around or something like that. But
All right, so I'll elaborate a little bit. All right, are you with me? Are you following me, camera guy? All right, so first things first, I'm the realist. After that, when Merle and Daryl, when they end up meeting with the wreck, they end up having in the bag of drugs, they have, hear me out now, some blue rocks with the bag of drugs. They have some blue crystal. Secondly, all right, hear me out.
So
Are you following me, camera guy? I think you're following me, camera
that's
guy.
probably a visual Easter egg at best.
In The Walking Dead, in Breaking Bad, Skyler references to Walt about how she needs to go. He needs to go and talk to the guy Glenn down at the Dodge dealership and get a good deal for Walt Jr. and whatnot. Like the red Challenger that Walt Jr. gets is the same red Challenger that Glenn drives in season 1, where he's like, I always wanted to do this. And the salesman that Skyler references is Glenn. The name is Glenn.
Glenn's a pizza boy.
I'm sorry?
Glenn's a pizza boy in the show.
He couldn't also be a pizza guy.
Also,
He could work at a dealership.
you forget that The Walking Dead takes place in Georgia, which is on the East Coast, and the other show takes place in, I want to say,
Yeah, so that
Mexico.
one's a little looser, right? But
That's like
in Better Call Saul, which is
1,000 miles.
in Better Call, it's more than that, by the way. In Better Call Saul, again, like that one's a little looser. But the blue
Isn't
meth,
the United States 1,500 miles across?
no, depends on where you go. Kind of like so.
It's 3,000 miles to Graceland.
See, but where was I with this? Right, Better Call Saul. They make numerous references to Rick and Atlanta and things going on there and blah blah. And Walking Dead has a couple different references. Technically, the book isn't tied in with it. It's a TV show AMC tie-in. So, like, I get that you're looking at that and being like, "Oh, where's the tie-in with Breaking Bad?" But it's an AMC Breaking Bad TV show tie-in. So Better Call Saul references it a few times. They reference Better Call Saul once or twice. Like,
So it's like The Last of Us having an Uncharted board game in that one toy store. It's a visual Easter egg.
yes, but like a little bit more than just like a onesie twosie type of thing to be like a coincidence. It's
So
like
then where
a
would
5
you
or 6 times, and they like directly reference a couple characters in each other's things.
So then, where would these TV shows fall into the Tommy Westphal universe?
I don't think that either one of them
Bringing it back
have
around.
a Tommy Wiseau connection.
You don't know that? Have you sat there and actually watched both all these shows in their entirety?
Breaking Bad, yes.
Okay. And how do you know there's not like a Law and Order character reference or possible quote or any one of those other?
I watched it.
They might be in there somewhere. Damn it!
Does that answer your question?
Tommy Westphal is all. You will embrace the Tommy Westphal verse.
I was
Okay.
actually explaining that to a friend who just started binge watching SVU, and I was like, yeah, wait for all the crossovers.
Oh, so you were getting them with the Law and Order with the Tommy West? Yes, because it does. For all intents and purposes, Sesame Street exists canonically in the same universe as Law and Order SVU, just like Simpsons does. Because Simpsons had a fucking X-Files crossover, and X-Files crossover with other stuff. It all leads back to an autistic boy with a snow globe. Are you trying to go home for your Sand Theory thing still?
No. I'm trying to figure out if The Walking Dead takes place in the Westville universe. The appearance of a pack of Morley cigarettes tie the Walking Dead into the Westville universe. Apparently,
Because of a pack of cigarettes.
apparently,
Well, that's like the whole thing with all Quentin Tarantino's movies take place in the same universe because of the pack of cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky.
Cigarettes.
Lucky you.
And that's there's a whole thing that the reason the world is so violent was because the Inglorious Bastards or whatever. It's all the same universe. And then apparently Kill Bill may or may not be the TV show that Uma Thurman was referencing in Pulp Fiction. That's one of the other things going around with that one.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah,
Season 9 of The Walking Dead lends credence to the theory that Walter White's meth may cause a zombie outbreak. Shot draws attention to the crystals, which are casually listed among other narcotics. Robert Kirkman confirmed the Easter egg was intentional, and Robert Kirkman had a lot of intention, had a lot of creative control over the Walking Dead TV show. So if that was intentional,
yes, he did.
Pointed out that in season 4, Walter White and Jesse Pinkman are referenced in season 4.
I don't remember that. To be fair, there's a lot of shit going on in season 4.
Yeah.
That's
where
the
I stopped.
Govno one?
Yeah, that's the.
No. Season 4. Wait, what was
season 4? Is the.
Isn't that the first Alexandria one?
Might have been.
I don't know. You're the dead person.
I know.
You're the Deadite.
Where is it?
That's a different franchise.
You're a different franchise.
I exist within a franchise, yes.
Oh, no. Season 4 is. Okay, it is. I'm like, wait, what was season 2? Is season 2?
Season 2 is the
season
farm.
2 was Herschel's farm.
Yeah. Season 3 is the prison arc.
Okay, so then season 4 is
the governor.
Governor. Yeah.
And that's where they get kicked out of the prison.
Yes.
Because he brings a tank.
Yes, yes. He cuts Herschel's head off.
In Fear of the Walking Dead, they use one of the songs from the Breaking Bad for the cold open in Breaking Bad, which is Negro y Azul, the Ballad of Heisenberg. They depict that Gus could be the first zombie based off the fact that he was able to survive and turn around when half of his face was blown off for a second.
That seems like it's stretching a little bit, but all right.
Well, I mean,
Fear the Walking Dead did start on the West Coast, to be fair.
If you look right there, Gus Fring, the lab explodes, and
it wasn't a lab; it was a hospital room.
I know what I said. Explodes, and
I've never seen the show, and I know that.
I know what I said. And
he explodes because the old guy uses that chemical bomb that Walter White made for him.
Gail's coffee machine. So there's a coffee machine tie-in.
So a lot of these things could just be visual Easter
eggs. The Lydia ringtone.
Them reusing assets because it's AMC and they have the assets on hand.
And they were all running concurrently, so.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's more of a tie-in
it's
between
like that time
the AMC
you saw a fucking
TV shows.
Starbucks cup in Westeros. Or that time you saw a Starbucks cup on the bridge of a Star Destroyer.
Or that time you see Gandalf's watch.
That's not me.
Or that time that somebody rang a thing.
Yeah, a lot of these things will. I mean, I don't think the Starbucks cups were on purpose. Those are probably just
Those were
accident.
poor, overworked
Yeah, production accidents.
production accidents. Yes.
The fuck?
I don't know.
You really? We're doing something here. You'd have to be a cunt. Do you not see us? I see you in your car.
Again, Better Call Saul ties in with ties in Breaking Bad.
You're just trying to stretch this now based off articles you're googling.
No. Like I said, I
I'm teasing.
maybe a little bit, but is what it is.
What? Anyway. So, which Walking Dead character would you want as your survival buddy?
I mean, if we're going show, it's got to be Daryl.
Is there a reason for that, or are we just going because he's Daryl?
Daryl's a fucking badass, man.
I mean, if we're going show, I'd probably go with Negan.
Okay, fair.
Because at that point, I'm just like, all right, I just point and go, get rid of it, I guess, and take care of it for me. Kind of make my, laziness more efficient, being lazy. There you go. You take care of all the killing and heavy lifting. I'll do the other stuff.
Michonne, I guess. She's kind of like a badass.
That's also pretty valid.
Yeah, Michonne's a good one too. Michonne will be up there also, because doesn't she lose her katana?
Well, I mean, the governor takes it for a little bit.
I don't know. I think she loses it in that spin-off show, but I might be mistaken.
Which one?
The one with her and Rick.
The ones who live?
Yeah. Which is...
She might have.
I've seen scenes of her having a different sword in it. I'm like, oh, I guess she doesn't have the katana for some reason.
Good.
I know Judith gets a katana at some point in the TV show, and she also, I think, gets his Colt too.
Yeah, I mean, she's got the hat already from the...
She got the hat. I mean, I don't know where she got the katana and the Colt.
Well, I think the katana at least is because in the show, Rick and Michonne are a thing.
Yeah, well,
And once Rick has disappeared, Michonne basically finishes raising her, so that would track.
right. So I guess Michonne found her a katana for her to use,
Mm-hmm.
and then I guess they just had Rick's gun, or also found a gun that was right. I mean, it's the South, so there's probably guns fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
It's America. There's probably fucking guns everywhere.
Although it's also entirely possible that, like, when Rick blew up the bridge, they never found his body because he was stolen, but they could have found his gun.
Yeah, he could have left his gun by accident.
Yeah, he sure could have left his gun by accident.
He did really like that gun. He stuck with that gun.
He really liked that gun.
I mean, he did use other guns.
But he really liked that gun.
Yeah,
It was his signature.
is 357 Colt.
44.
Yes, it's somehow 44 Colt. Yeah, that one. Even I was like, when I noticed it, I was like, wait, yeah, you're right. What the fuck?
It's fine.
I don't know. Maybe he was just
Probably
trying to
fine.
sound like a bigger. Maybe he was trying to do a Chief Wiggum and just seem like a. No, it wasn't Chief Wiggum. It was Ned Flanders.
It's all right. This is a shooting hand.
Mm,
Well, no, I'm referencing Ned Flanders. Whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Simpsons reference. Do you actually know, or are you just saying you know?
Yes.
Whatever.
Whichever one makes me sound more real. I'm not a character. You're a character.
I do a character for this show sometimes, yes. Figure out when I'm acting and figure out when I'm being myself. Go watch our old episodes, too.
Anything to close us off?
Go read the comics. They're worth it.
If I get bitten, I'm keeping my legs.
What?
You can if you catch it in time, you can chop the bitten area off and survive.
Nah, I'm not losing my bits. I'm keeping them. I'll become a zombie.
I just for some reason pictured you like getting bit on the traps or like the arm, and you're like, I'm keeping my legs. What?
Well, I mean, if I
What
also
does that
got-
have to do with
If
anything?
I also got bit on the arm, I'm not cutting off my arm. I like my arm. It's my
Okay, so
arm.
what I'm hearing is you're gonna kill everybody. You
No.
are patient 1.
I'll say yeah, I got bit, but I'm gonna become a zombie. Like, oh well. Guess I'm a zombie now. That sounds like fun.
I mean, if the survivors knew at that point, they'd just pop you in the head.
Yeah, I know.
The Great Zambino.
You got bit. Time to shoot you. Ah, fuck.
Bye.
No, let me
Bye-bye.
at least let me become a zombie first. Come on. I still got like an hour or two. I could get some shit done. I can finally catch up on all those TV shows I wanted to watch in that hour. It's fine. Just give me the hour. Don't have to shoot me right this minute. Maybe I'll finally write that book in that hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I doubt it.
You ever see that short of the guy it's like the dad who gets bit by a zombie, so he does all that shit so he could carry his baby or whatever.
Wasn't that a Martin Freeman movie?
It might be. I remember it might be from something larger, but I do remember that one particular scene went around as like a short film at least. You've never seen that one?
No.
It's like the dad. He's got his kid, baby with him, and he realizes he got bit or whatever. So he proceeds to like tie the baby to his back with a balloon, so the baby will be distracted by the balloon, and then he just makes it so he walks in a continuous direction. And then like he gets shot, and they figure out he has the baby with him or some shit.
No.
You've never seen this?
That is definitely a Martin Freeman movie. It's called Cargo. I don't know about their balloon, but it's definitely a thing.
I'm not denying that it's a thing. I'm just saying I am not the one to seen it.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a. I remember at least as like a 5 or 10 minute short or whatever it was.
It might have been a thing that they then turned into. Oh yeah, I think they took the short and then they turned it into a Martin Freeman movie.
Okay.
I don't know.
There's
No,
some good.
Yeah, I see it. I see Red Balloon Baby. Yep.
Red Balloon Baby.
Well,
Well,
that's
yeah.
literally the poster. So there you go.
Yeah.
You got it. You knew what you're talking about.
I mean, there's also that other fun short film where it's the narrator and the guy with the guy in the Western bar. It's the guy. What the fuck is his name? From Parks and Rec. He's the narrator. He makes it so everybody gets killed.
Swan Ronson?
Yeah. Oh, man. Whatever.
Nick
Sorry.
Off Your Game Man?
Yeah, Nick Offerman. Yeah, the narrator, whatever it is. It's a silly little short film. It's on YouTube. Whatever. Anyway, stumbling. All right.
That is the name, yes.
You're a dick.
Your butt face.
You're a towel.
Whoa. That's messed up, son.
Hey, towels are important in some universes.
That's true. Never leave home without a towel. Anything else to close this off with?
No, I think we're good.
All good.
Jeff?
That was Please, final thoughts, Jeff. Whatever you got going on there.
Yeah, I mean, we barely ever hear from you these days.
And that was just words of wisdom.
Yeah.
What you gotta do now is when you do the editing, you gotta do get some weird dumbass voiceover, and maybe some undertitle.
Yeah. I definitely got to do that. Good night.
Microsoft Word 3D graphics.
Good night, people.
Good night.
It was fun.